finally back.
Yep.
Episode 3.
3, yes. This is episode 3.
Yes, so exciting.
So we are going to do part 2 of the friendships episode because there's just so much that we want to talk about. That we have a few other things that we want to discuss about friendship. So we're going to continue that discussion.
Yeah. It was funny. We ended that discussion, and like 2 days later, we were just like, "Man, we can talk
We're
about
not
this,
done.
that." So here we are with part 2 of the remix.
Yes.
A bit more good information and good just conversation.
Yep.
So friendships. One of the most critical times in a friendship is when someone of the group gets engaged, and it's time to start wedding planning.
Yes.
And you have to choose who your wedding party is.
Man.
Woo! You really find out who your real friends are.
You do. And like I heard people say that, but I really like found out, and it's just even family.
Yeah, that too.
Is crazy.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to go into how did you, the logic or the process behind choosing who's in your wedding party?
So I got married back in 2017. I never thought I was going to be that person with a large wedding party, but I ended up having a large wedding party. I had 7 or 8 girls. Okay. So I have 2 sisters, so I already knew like that was non-negotiable. I put both my sisters in there. My 2 best friends at the time from middle school, I had to put them in there. Now I'm thinking who else was in my wedding party. I also had my best friend that was a friend I met through my husband, Liz. And Liz at the time was the only friend I had that was already married. So I was like, cool, make her matron of honor. And then my other best friend, I was like, I'll make her maid of honor. Why am I forgetting who else was in my wedding? Oh, okay, one person that I'm no longer friends with was also in my wedding party. I'm missing somebody. Oh, and my college roommate. She was also in my wedding party. So let's see, let's count. I had maid of honor, matron of honor, Cornell, my sisters. So 6? No, and Linnell. Okay, so we had 7 people.
Does that include the friend that you're not friends with?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I gotta stop saying names, but yeah. So I had 7 in my wedding party, and I will say everyone. Oh, and my sister-in-law. I knew I was forgetting someone. I had 8.
Okay.
I also had my sister-in-law. And then going into choosing the wedding party, I felt very confident in the 8 that I chose. Yes. And I went into the mindset of I want to make sure these are people I'll be friends with for the rest of my life. Because I also knew I was taking a lot of pictures. And I didn't have to look at somebody that I'm going to fall out with in 2 months. Like, I went into it with that framework. Yes. So lo and behold, I did have one falling out. So we're no longer friends. But
but let me ask you this. How long after the wedding did the friendship end?
Oh, it didn't end until 2 years later. I had Skylar. It was like once I became a mom. That friendship ended. But all of my other friendships were fine, honestly, through the whole like engagement, wedding planning process. I wasn't a bridezilla or anything. I didn't expect anything crazy of my bridesmaids. The one thing I did ask was for people not to get pregnant. But 2 people broke that rule. My sister-in-law and my matron of honor. Both got pregnant.
Wow.
And were pregnant. So I will say my feelings got a little hurt during the wedding planning process because we had initially like planned this huge bachelorette party to New Orleans. And so backstory, all of my other friends that got married, like we went all out for the bachelorette parties. You know how I go bachelorette parties. I go all out. So I was looking forward to the same, and I'm not complaining by any means. I still had a great bachelorette, but we just like had to tone it down. We went to Lips Atlanta and just had a good fun one night instead of me getting like my full weekend experience in New Orleans. So I'm not gonna lie, I was butthurt about that. But then they made it up to me that night, still took me out and have a good time. And again, like we didn't have any falling outs during the process. I feel like everyone was supportive, wanted to jump in and help. No one annoyed me. So I feel like at the time, I had a good.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think mine was pretty. So originally, I was like, I only want like my best friend, the kids, but then my husband wanted. So, X amount of guys. So I was like, okay, well, I can start choosing. And so I had my cousin, my best friend, and then as I went down the list, everybody that I was talking to at the time just really, really close to me that I spoke to regularly at the time. And when I think about it, almost all of my girls were married. My cousin Kiki's married, Simone's married, you're married, Shay's married, Maia, but she's young.
Teenager.
Tanaya. So like
all the women were married.
Were married. So I was like, this is Portia, my friend Portia was in it, but she's the one in Dubai.
Yeah.
Who couldn't. So she's married. So I was like, well, but it wasn't too complicated for me. I just think that people who you're friends with like long term from like elementary school, middle school, that but it's like I don't talk to you as much as I talk to these people. I've known you for a long time. So it wasn't like my process trying to be, because I have one friend who came, but she wasn't in the wedding. I've known her for so long, but she was so helpful. She was like, she was so helpful, and I was just like, thank you, friend. Like, I love you.
Because some people would have been like,
exactly. Some people, exactly. And I love her. I was like, you know what? I love you for that because even though I didn't ask you to be in it, you still was like, what you need me to do? And I didn't even ask her, so I just was grateful for that. But my process wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Yeah. And then I had a couple girls drop out, which was fine. But since it was a destination, I wanted to be helpful and like, well, let me buy dresses, let me buy shoes, let me buy everything, because I was just grateful that everybody was planning paying to come to Jamaica. Yeah. So I thought that was good, and everybody was like, I had a couple group texts, but everybody lives separately. I was pretty much planning a lot of it myself, but everybody stepped in if I needed help or asked me if I needed help. I don't think I was a bridezilla. Was I a bridezilla? No, you were not a bridezilla at all. I would tell you were. I don't think I was a bridezilla at all. Yeah. Okay. So I just think that friends who are for a long time, like, don't take it personal. The process is some people find it really, really hard to choose, and then that makes them not even want to do it. So don't be that friend. Yeah. Be very understanding. And you brought up a really good point that I also forgot, because I had went into it with the mindset of I wanted a very small bridal party, but I just remembered it was Jesse. So my husband has literally been the best man. Any wedding he's attended, he's somehow the best man in. He ain't just a guest. He ain't just there to say. He's the best man. So pretty much everyone whose wedding he's ever been in he wanted them to be a part of ours because he's part of theirs. So that's what kind of pushed me to that 8 number. And then so I didn't have anyone drop out, but he did have 2 people drop out, and we had to do a fast switch towards the end, which was stressful for him. And then I don't know, just like looking, we're 7 years in? I'm so bad with math. Whatever. 7. Year 7. This is year 7. Our relationships with everyone, again, aside from me, from one person, and on his side, I'm gonna say he's good with everyone. Like, relationships have been good. Are we best friends and we talk every single day? No. Yeah. But that's life. Yeah, it's just life. Yeah. So it's definitely been consistent. We had a good circle. Again, we had a good group. The people that needed to be there, they were there. Yep. No regrets. Yeah. I don't regret anything either. And I think a part of the friendship, like you said, the perfect point of life happens. So understanding that life happens, especially if you're a friend that's not married and you have a friend that's getting married, it changes. Yeah. So I understand it now. Like, I've been in a lot of weddings. Because at one point I didn't want to get married. I was just in a lot of weddings. So it's like, I'm going to be the bridesmaid friend in everybody's wedding, and I'm never going to have a wedding. Yeah, that's one of the 20 houses. Yeah. So it was not a complicated process. Yeah. So. Well, that's good. And I think I'm still friends with everybody. Yeah. And it was a good group. Everyone got along. Yeah. You had a great bachelorette party. Yeah, I had a great bachelorette party. You did. It was wonderful. The weekend was great. Yeah. It was just fun. You know what I like? Oh, Lord. It's nothing like that. I say this about any trip that I go on, because I like friends that don't mind going in to rest. Oh, yeah. When it's time. Yeah. We could go out for brunch, but baby, if it's hot or we tired, we need to go in for a couple hours. Yeah. Like, you don't have to force it. You do not have to be on 10 the entire time. The entire time. Like, I will tap out. Not necessary, yeah. So the group, I love we had a very good balance. Yes, we did. We did. And it's funny because when we got back in the room, we were just like tripping and laughing still. Then we'd take a nap and then, all right, y'all ready to go back out? Yeah, it was so much fun. I'm trying to think back, and I will say just
personality wise, it was a good balance of like there was some like turn up
yes.
friends, and
yeah.
then you had like the calm.
Yes.
But we were all able to like just get together.
Yes.
And have
it was a good group to get
yeah.
together. You and Simone, like y'all did wonderful. So thank y'all so much for.
It was fun to
getting
plan.
all that together.
It's always fun to plan a bachelorette.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever just not enjoyed doing it. So. Maybe
Okay.
I should start a little side business.
Maybe, because I like event planning.
And so here's my thing. So I think with bachelorettes, I enjoy it because one, it's obviously always for friends, so I know they're gonna be appreciative of it. I've always said I thought I want to do event planning too, but then I'm like, am I going to enjoy doing it for someone I have no attachment to?
True that.
Because the second you complain about one thing, I'm like, girl, you got it.
Yeah, true that. And I guess I say that because if I've planned something, it's been something of my own, or I've been helping hand in something that's somebody I know, so I kind of know what they like.
Exactly.
So
I've always toyed with the idea, but then I'm like, no, because it's gonna take them to say like one thing. I'm like, you got it, girl. You know what you want to do.
Gotcha.
So we talked wedding party. Now, when it comes to weddings, obviously they're very expensive.
They are.
So in the situation where you invite people, they RSVP. Girl, I'm gonna be there. I got my dress coming. And the day of, like hours before. Hey girl, we ain't gonna make it.
The day of, I don't like that.
Very tacky. I'm just gonna say it.
So I was, I had an aunt that got married some time ago, and I just remember, what was going on at the time, and it was people like texting her the night before, the morning of. I was just like, why? She was like, such and such not coming. I'm like, this is tacky. Like, what? People do that?
Yeah.
So I think any event outside of just weddings, just like, because you spend a lot of money on these things, and you invite people, and some people have the nerve to say, you don't ever invite me.
There's a reason why.
Okay, I'm stop inviting you.
Let me tell you, I had a past friend, not friends no more, where I would always invite her to stuff, and she would always have a reason not to come. So I finally stopped inviting her. And she told me, she said, well, we're friends. You're supposed to at least give me the option.
Supposed to?
I said, no, I don't. I don't have to give you the option. I already know what your answer is going to be. What? I don't have to invite you anymore. And that's when I was like, yeah, you different. This ain't going to work.
I don't like that.
You're supposed to give, some people think you're supposed to give them the option. And I think that's just very, I don't know, self-centered.
I mean, I just think that you invite people to a lot of things. Like, I've had a lot of events from starting from when I graduated with my bachelor's degree, at that party, like wedding, baby showers, like just stuff. And if I've invited you to like 2 or 3 wedding, bridal shower, and then I'm like, and you don't even tell me why, or
send a gift.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Yeah. At least you can do it, send the gift. Yeah. Check the register.
Because I'm sorry, but I'm a little petty in my mind, like the dollar bills. I see the receipt, just ching, you wasted this much money, trying to anticipate this person. They don't show up, they don't call, they don't text, they don't send a gift. Like,
and again, if it's something you're not sure of, I think, because one of the excuses I got one time was like, oh, I had my daughter or something. I was like, friend, text me.
Yeah.
Because it's okay. Yeah. Other kids are here, but you would have known that. Reach out to me. It's fine. And because a lot of things, y'all, I just have some friends that I've invited to places, and the invite. So if you ain't got no invite from me, honey, in the last few events, you know why.
Yeah. And then I'll say I have this one friend, and she shocked me. I think you know who I'm talking about. She shocked me one time. She actually showed up to an event, and I will say she's like one friend and out of guilt, I've always invited her because I think she has some social anxiety, but I never want her to feel, left out. I think she's just socially anxious. She doesn't like being around people. She's an introvert, so I just always release the option. And she did actually show up to one thing and did great, was talking to everyone. But for the most part, she does not come to 90% of my things. So I guess questioning you, would you have that same, empathy to someone that struggles with social anxiety or being around maybe a group they're not comfortable with? To be like, all right, I am gonna give you I always give you the option.
I want to say yes, but a part of me also wants to say no, because I know you have social anxiety, but sis, come for an hour because it's my event. I want you to come, and I'm not saying your social anxiety is not important, but in this moment, can you kind of just for me, for an hour, you can sit in the like you're there and be like, all right, I'm gone.
Exactly.
It just depends.
Yeah.
I do have empathy. I don't want to just seem cold-hearted.
Yeah,
but like at the same time.
Yeah, and again, whenever I invite that person, I always do take mental note ahead of time of, okay, who all am I inviting? Is there anyone there that would make them comfortable?
Yeah.
Because that's when I won't invite them. I'm like, okay, you already have social anxiety, then they're going to get
It does depend,
you know.
what type of event it is and what type of people are coming. Now, do you have a friend who, do you have like a tell it like it is friend? Mm-hmm. Okay. So my tell it like
you. I think so. Because you'll be like, so. You wait till afterwards, but we can't. We do a good job of debriefing with one another because like we'll be somewhere and we both scope the scene. We see what's going on, but we don't say nothing in the moment. And then like 2 days later, it's like, so about that.
I was not expecting you to say that, and it's hilarious. Wow, I don't think I've ever been. Nobody has ever said that I was the tell it like it is friend, but that's funny to me. Okay, but no,
just not in the moment.
Yeah. Okay, so I do think that I try to be the like real and true. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, so did you? If I'm feeling it, I have to like say it. Yeah. Otherwise, I just feel like it's gonna get swept under and it's not gonna go away. Okay. And so I'm just like, let me just temperature check.
Oh wait, are you saying like with? Okay, sorry, I'm taking this the wrong way.
No.
So you're saying tell it how it is, friend, about just things in general or to each other?
I mean, both.
Okay. Yeah. I was almost thinking more on a like bigger social setting. Like, are you gonna come back and like, girl? Like,
yeah, like that. Yeah, too.
Okay.
I know I'm like that.
Because I don't know. I guess when I think of a like tell it how it is person that's gonna tell you like on the spot, I think of someone a bit more confrontational, and I don't take you as confrontational. Yeah. So in that aspect, no, that's not you.
So I have a tell it like it is friend. I love her to death. Mm-hmm. And she's one that she doesn't do like a lot of women. Like I have a lot of set of friends. She has friends, but she's like, so it's just funny because I can have a conversation with her about something and she's like, friend, you think? And I'm like she would tell me right then out of love. Yeah. And I love her to death. But she's also the friend that when I'm having events, I'm like, should I? Like I invite her, but it's like she probably not gonna talk to a lot of people. I'm like, she just don't fool with a lot of people, but she come for me, so I'm like, thank you, friend. And that's it, because I know her heart, and that's my friend.
You invited her, she's there for you.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. So.
Again, I think it's only a problem with someone that's, confrontational with other people. Then it's a problem, but when you're not.
Yeah.
You need someone in your circle that's always, I guess, watching your circle.
Yes,
to be like,
for sure.
Watch out for that one.
And that's what she does. She's
like,
I don't know. So it's funny because when the friendship that I was talking about in the last episode ended, she met this person, and immediately she was like, And then so a couple years went by, and I was like having a general conversation with her about the friend one time. She was like, "You still friends with her?" And I was
like I warned you about her years ago.
I told him, she's like, "Okay, no, that's your friend," but like,
and you should always have a friend who has like just discernment that you trust.
Yes.
I think it makes hard pills easier to swallow. And as I'm saying that, I also think about like, we have, of course, everyone has parents. And so our parents try to do the same thing all the time. But I think, again, because it's a parent, you kind of like, man, my mom and my dad, they don't know what they talk about. They just judge or whatever. Yeah. But then when it's a friend, someone on your level that's saying the same thing, you kind of be like, oh, okay, maybe right. You take it differently.
Yeah. It's received better.
Yes, for sure.
So let me ask you this. Do you have any friends of the opposite sex?
Like genuine friends that I would just call up or be like, let's go to lunch?
Right.
No. I'll be honest, no.
No, me either.
Yeah. I'm like,
none. No. Not one. I have a couple of male friends, but they're not straight.
Yeah. Like, I think back to the one time I did used to actually, like, go to lunch with a guy. He was gay.
Yeah.
Right? Gay guy. We were both in college. We had, like, the same schedule. So we'd be like, oh, let's go get lunch. And, we'll just kick it. Yeah. But obviously, nothing was there.
Yeah. Absolutely. And they're fun.
Very fun. Very
fun. But I don't have any guy friends of the opposite sex. I think just over time, and as years have gone by, that prior to me being married and all of that, that when I did have it, they could not stay in the friend zone.
Yeah.
It's like, stay, no,
Yeah.
like, I really see you as a friend, my guy. Stay in the friend zone. And so once that, he tries to cross that boundary, it's like, no.
Yeah.
And so, of course, even now that I'm married, I definitely don't have male friends like that.
And I don't know, and I don't want to say like I have this like awareness of all time. So I was like, oh, that's a male, I can't be friends with that. Again, it's never been some bond. I'm like, oh man, he is my friend, and I've never had like a male. I think some people typically have like that male friend that's been there since childhood, where they're like, no, that's my friend.
Yeah,
I've never had like that one male person always there since childhood, so
yeah,
I've never had that issue. And again, just today, like I don't meet a guy and be like, oh, that's my bestie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just not there. Not. But I know some people struggle with this, so I empathize.
I do. I feel like there's so many layers there. If you are a friend, if you know somebody, or if you are that person, let us know in the comments or DM us, because I don't know, so I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah.
Like, what's the logic behind it?
And I'm thinking of the one friend I know that, claims she has a male friend. I also know that they've been together. So I'm like, again, y'all have crossed that line, so it's not pure friendship.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, you cross the line.
Yeah.
But if it's not saying it's not possible, because it's possible to have male friends and y'all really just be friends.
Exactly. No, totally true. Yeah.
But
it's rare.
Yeah.
Very rare. And I think for good reason. Like I think like to just me and my husband's relationship, we started out as friends. I was not giving him a chance. It was just strictly friendly, but becoming friends with someone and then just really getting to know you, they make you laugh, like a natural attraction starts to build.
Yeah, just it's like a flirt.
Yeah, just a natural attraction. They know you, they know how you think, they know your likes, your dislikes. You naturally become attracted to that. Like, oh, like he knows me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. One story that I like, Jackie Hill Perry and her husband were friends for a while. If you don't know Jackie Hill Perry and Preston Perry, look them up. But they were friends for a very long time, because she was actually a lesbian.
I never knew that about her.
She was a full-blown lesbian, and he was like hood guy, fighting all the time, but they were friends.
Okay.
And so they just like had past conversations about relationships and stuff like that, and just their story of how they came together, and they've been married 10 years now, I think. It's just interesting. It's intriguing to me. So if you look it up, look it up on YouTube, and just listen to their story, and it's just. Because I was like, she was a lesbian. Like, I was like, I gotta hear more about this.
Yeah.
So look it up, guys.
And he was thug. A lesbian and a thug came together.
And now they are just like this couple that I follow. They love Jesus, and just they really like Jackie's really in her Bible.
Yeah, I've started seeing her a lot more. You've talked about her. You went to her podcast, and I have a mental note in the back of my head. I'm like, I need to start like listening to her stuff, because you listen to it, so I know it has to be good.
So I like to just plug that in, because I like to listen to them together. So if you have to listen to With the Perrys, them together, and they talk about a lot of topics, but then they give the biblical perspective, and it's like, oh, okay.
And is it always aligned? Or it's always like
it's always aligned.
Okay.
And it's like they make you think well below the surface. So if you're one of those people who like just to get under deep conversations and make you think, they're gonna be good.
I'm going to listen.
Yeah, so. But yeah. I
don't want us to end this conversation and be like, dang.
I know. What did we leave out?
So in friendships, especially long-term friendships, they're not always peachy from start to finish. Y'all are going to go through some things, and I think that's what matures a relationship.
Right.
And I think back to like my two friends that I've been friends with since middle school. With both of them, at some point we have had like falling outs where we didn't talk to each other for like 6 months, but we finally got over it, came back together. And so bring that up to say, like, ask you, have you had a serious friendship that went through a rough patch that you were able to get over and come out stronger?
This is a good question. My goodness. So I have had friendship. The one that's coming to my mind, I don't want to say we necessarily fell out. We just kind of went separate ways, because the things that were going on in life, you know how you have a friend and you want the best for them, you like, friend, this, but they keep doing the same thing, going back to the same thing, and you're just like, I just want to do that because I'm getting so involved in it and wrapped in it that it's causing me to just, oh my God, my stress, you know. So I had to step back from that, and so I don't think we like fell out, but we just kind of was like, yeah. And so when we see each other now, it's like we catch up, and we still love each other.
Yeah.
But we never really talked about the thing.
So it never broke you.
It never really broke. I think for both of us, we know what it was to kind of just. But it's just always been an unspoken thing, I guess.
And as you were talking about that, it made me think of something else. So this is a whole nother conversation. And I think most of us struggle with this maybe like during college and like young 20s. But did you ever have an issue? I know I did. Okay, I would have these friends that would meet these guys, get into these relationships. And when I tell you they will just poof disappear, like if a man walks into their life, it was like, oh, pretty, I'll see you in 6 months. The second he break your heart, oh my God, blah, 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 back in my face. And that was just like a repetitive cycle. Like got kind of annoying where it was like basically anytime you have a boyfriend, you forget about your friends. I'm like, we don't exist.
Yeah. I've had that too. In that instance, I think I just was like, okay, girl.
Yeah,
like,
you got it.
You know, whatever.
And how would you feel when they would come back after like heartbreak? Like, would you be willing to give good advice, or were you just like, girl?
I think I was willing to give good advice. Because I think for me that I've done that before. So I could empathize because I've been guilty of it. So now in this part of life it's kind of different, but back then just being young, it's just like, okay, girl, come on back. We still here for you. Tell me what happened, girl.
I think I just had one friend that had this extreme pattern of it where it got annoying to me. So, and then like you ever met someone that fall in love each and every damn time?
Each and every time.
How you fall in love with everybody?
You want love?
Yeah, so then like come back just like, I mean, just broken, needing therapy, not me, but therapy.
Yes,
I think that got annoying for me. I was like, I can't deal with this no more.
Yeah, when it's just a couple of times, it's just like, okay, but if it's a extreme pattern like you said, that can be very annoying.
Yeah, that got annoying to me. I get annoyed, y'all. I'm not perfect.
Listen, we all do.
Yeah. Cool. Well, if we think of anything else, talk about friendship-wise, trust me, there'll be a part.
Or if y'all think of anything else, or you want us to like elaborate on, let us know.
Let us know.
We are open.
Yes.